Welcome to Wanted Down Under, the show that catapults a British family right across to the other side of the world to help them make the biggest decision of their life, whether to stay in the UK or to move to New Zealand.
Karen Galloway is desperate to move with her family to New Zealand.
I just really want to do it. At the minute, I'm so excited I could burst.
They're tempted by a brand new start in a stunning country. But it's a long way to go when you're leaving loved ones behind.
I'm going to miss us so much.
Karen's husband Lee has a daughter from a previous relationship who he'd be leaving back in the UK.
I don't want them to go.
But after less than 24 hours in New Zealand, disaster strikes. This trip's almost over before it's even begun.
So he's in hospital. I'm literally on my own.
With its magnificent landscape and small population of only 4 million, New Zealand is many people's idea of the perfect place to get away from it all. To apply to live in New Zealand as a skilled migrant, you must be between the ages of 20 and 55 and be on the skills shortage list. But a move down under is never straightforward.
We've given another British family the opportunity to spend a week down under to see if it's all they've dreamt it would be. After that, they'll have to make a decision, one way or the other, to stay in the UK or to move to New Zealand.
Karen and Lee Galloway live in the Liverpool suburb of Whiston with their 3 children, 17-year-old James and toddlers Harvey and Poppy. They've lived here all their lives and Mum Karen is desperate for a fresh start.
I first thought about moving away, far away when I had my babies. James went through a bad time growing up, he got bullied. Just don't want to go through that again with Harvey and Poppy because I can see Harvey going the same way as James. He's got the same temperament and stuff and I just really don't want to bring them up around here.
If they move down under, Karen's oldest son James will be leaving his biological father behind.
Me and my dad passed our bike test together. It took me twice though because I failed the first time. He won't say nothing at first and he'll keep quiet about it, but I think it will really have an effect on him. It's going to be harder.
I am extremely worried because he's grown up around here, he's an adult practically. So I'm taking him away from everything he knows.
That's not Karen's only problem. Her husband Lee is still unsure about a move. He's an electrician by trade and his qualifications could get the family a skilled migrant visa.
It is all dependent on me getting work over there.
But there's just one thing holding him back. His 10-year-old daughter Freya visits every fortnight and is a big part of the family.
Freya's the big thing for me, you know, whether she cope or whether I cope, more than anything, you know.
Yeah.
But family and friends can visit, but it's just Freya, just my daughter. So otherwise we'd be there now, I think, wouldn't we?
Freya's just as much a part of the family as, you know, she's got everything here, she's included in everything, although she doesn't live here, she's a massive part of the family. So she's going to struggle, and she's very close to Lee, she's a proper daddy's girl. They get on really well. She loves her daddy very much.
Oh, she's been great, you know, every time we talk about it, she's fine. But as it's not actually happened yet, so you don't know how she's going to cope or what's going to happen, you know.
Ready, treasure?
The Galloways have a large extended family on their doorstep. Everyone's feeling the pressure of making such a big decision.
I would say I have been 90% that I want to do it. I want to go to New Zealand. I want to start a new life for me and my family. I know now it's getting closer. I will admit it's hitting me like a slap in the face, and I'm realising now it's a massive thing we're doing.
It looks like anything could happen, so to help the Galloways decide, they're going to visit Auckland. Situated at the top of New Zealand's North Island, Auckland is known as the City of Sails and is a perfect base to explore the area. With a housing budget of £150,000, the Galloways should be able to find plenty of suitable homes.
We've found 3 possible lifestyles for our family, each one offering a brand new way of life for them to try on their budget. But which one will be the most suitable?
Properties are a lot better value in the country. Spacious family homes can cost around £150,000, so bang on the Galloway's budget. But if you want that dream place, you'll have to spend a lot more. To match his UK salary of £24,000, Lee would have to find work as a commercial electrician. But the big jobs are in town, so he'd be looking at an hour's commute to the city. Coming home to a rural paradise like this, however, could be tempting.
So, very different from their life in the UK. But what about the second option?
The Galloways will have to venture into the suburbs to find a home on their £150,000 budget, and they may have to stretch their finances for more space. Lee would have a 15-minute commute to work in the metropolis. Auckland is a fast-growing city, and electricians like Lee are in demand. If he works overtime, he could take home around £25,000, about the same as he earns in the UK.
That all looks very inviting. But what about the third option?
Auckland's coastline epitomises the calm and beauty many people crave, but properties a walk from the beach can be pricey. Homes like this cost around £300,000, so double the Galloway's budget. But if they look further inland, they should be able to snap up something that won't break the bank. The booming tourist trade means there should be work for Lee, but he may have to do a half-hour commute to the city to earn more than £20,000.
3 very different possibilities there for the Galloways to try. But which one did we decide would suit them best?
We thought the city option would be the best for the Galloways. It has a family-friendly atmosphere and Lee should find good work. And with open beaches only a short drive away, Karen will get to experience the tranquility she craves. We've lined up some properties for them to view.
This is the best out of the 3. But it's nothing like the ones at home.
And organised a job for Lee to try out.
I mean, it's a big change. We're starting again somewhere else.
As well as giving them a taste of the New Zealand lifestyle. But will it all get too much?
Because Harvey and Poppy are only little, they don't know that they wouldn't see me again.
It's going to be the hardest thing we've ever done, and, you know, it might be the worst thing we've ever done.
None of the Galloways can foresee how turbulent the week ahead will be, but it's time for them to take the plunge. The flight from Liverpool to Auckland takes the Galloways 32 hours and 12,000 miles from home. None of them have ever been this far away before, and leaving their loved ones at the airport, even for a short trip like this, wasn't easy.
Tears off my mum.
Because you were coming here to look at houses and see what it was like. I think that's what brought it home for, you know. They're tired now, they just want to get to bed, but brilliant.
It took us 10 minutes to wake them up on the plane then, but they've been really, really good. You knew how long it was going to be, but you don't realise till you do it.
Weird when you do it.
Yeah.
They're all excited about the adventures that lie ahead.
I'm excited.
Really
looking forward to
excited,
seeing the properties and that mainly, you know. Not so much a job.
I just want to see it all, I just want to take it all in. Meeting people, yeah, everything. So excited.
The whole family's future is at stake as they head out into the unknown. The Galloways will be staying in a house in a quiet suburb of Auckland. After 30 hours of travelling, it will give them a little bit of calm and space to relax before they start exploring. With 4 bedrooms and a large open-plan living area, there's plenty of space for the kids to roam.
Which one is it?
Wow, look.
Let's hope the Galloways like it.
Like it?
Just so different.
Yeah, a lot different from ours.
Just everything about them's really different, isn't it? Yeah, I love it.
The layout.
Absolutely love it.
I suppose ours open plan as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I love this, but oh, look at the landing there. Hello! Hello! Wow, I love this bit.
It's clearly the kind of place they'd love, but would it be out of their reach to buy? At least they can enjoy it for now.
Beautiful. Oh my word, look at the wardrobe. Now that's a bit different than the one I've got at home. We could play games in here, Poppy. Wow.
It's a lot bigger, the house a lot bit more. I like the ceilings.
We'd never be able to afford anything of this size at home. I mean, I've barely got a wardrobe at home. That's like bigger than my kitchen.
There's something they didn't expect outside.
Wow. Look at that, Pa. Is it cold?
Karen's got culture shock of the highest order.
The house is completely different to what?
Yeah, I'm
What
actually
were you
surprised how fun it looks, to be honest. It does look, everything's different, which I don't know why I'm surprised, because it's a completely different country on the other side of the world. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I am surprised.
It's nice though.
It's quite foreign. Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, I love it.
I like the style of the house.
As soon as we've flown in, I thought, yeah, I'm going to like it.
So she likes it, which is more than can be said for James.
It seems very similar to England. I don't think there's that much gain, like, to justify the distance we're coming. Like, it's the other side of the world, and it's not that much better.
So far, so bad for James then. And for Lee, his daughter Freya is already playing on his mind.
Freya was fine, but as I say, it's not happening yet. It'd be completely different when it is, you know, or if it does. But she was fine.
Freya's really coping with it well, isn't she?
Yeah. Well, you say that. Talking about it's completely different, isn't it, Joe?
The ball started rolling now. It's just all more real, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But little do they know how real it's just about to get.
The rental accommodation is just to the Galloways' taste, but sometimes the unexpected can happen. This trip could be over before it's even begun.
During their first night down under, Lee started experiencing severe pain in his leg. In fact, the pain became so unbearable that Lee admitted himself to hospital. The following morning, Karen is trying her best to carry on as normal.
It was on the plane, Lee's leg started hurting, swelling up and going really red. And then when we've got off the plane, it's got progressively worse. It's got very hot. And just the pain. Actually, when he was on the plane, we thought, you know, his leg was swelling up and stuff. And then as it got worse, we did think it could be a DVT.
What a nightmare. Karen's concerned Lee may have developed a condition called deep vein thrombosis, or DVT, which can be life-threatening. Every long-haul flyer should be aware of what it is and how best to avoid it.
DVT is a condition in which blood clots form, usually in the legs. It can result from a person sitting down for long periods of time without moving. It mainly affects people with underlying health problems.
First signs often are tightening of the calf and the leg. The fact that you feel a bit stiff and you can't move around so much, and it just feels a little bit uncomfortable. It feels like you've been kicked in the calf.
If it's not diagnosed and treated early, the condition can prove fatal.
It's important that this deep vein thrombosis is diagnosed very quickly, because if it's not in the early stages, then the patient or the traveller may go on to develop coughs and coughing up of blood. These clots can migrate or travel up the veins through to the heart.
To reduce the risk of developing DVT on a flight, you need to keep the blood flowing to the legs by moving around the cabin and stretching your legs regularly. But if you have any other symptoms, see a doctor immediately.
So such situations as leg pain, a little bit of a temperature, feeling a little bit unwell, then they should report to a nearest accident and medical centre.
The Galloways imagine living the dream life in New Zealand, but what was supposed to be a glorious week down under has turned into a nightmare. Karen's been stuck at home, and not only has she been worried about Lee, she's experiencing firsthand the isolation of being so far from her loved ones.
I don't know where I am, I don't know who to go to, I don't know what phone calls to make. I'm literally on my own. So it's a bit of a blow, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it, but these things happen.
Karen can't wait to get to the hospital to see how Lee is. After a full body scan, medics have diagnosed Lee with cellulitis, an infection caused by a previous wound which deteriorated on the flight.
Dad, I was trying this
It was all red to being swollen, but it's loads better now. You couldn't touch it the other day, but it's...
What is this for?
Although not DVT, cellulitis can also be dangerous if left untreated, so Lee's staying in for observation.
So it's... well, I couldn't believe it.
What are the arrows for?
2 days.
When he said I'm keeping you in, I was like, oh, yeah, gutted. Can't believe it.
So what does Lee think of the trip so far?
I haven't seen New Zealand, but the hospitals are good.
No.
They've been really good, yeah.
I mean, this is real life, like, isn't it? This is living New Zealand life, isn't it?
Up, down, up.
No holiday for us.
Up, down,
Case.
It's a relief for everyone to know Lee's going to be okay, but all Karen and the family can do is sit and wait.
When we first came, I was really excited, but with what's happened with Lee, it's like really unfortunate stuff because it just feels like I'm at home. I'm just doing the tea and stuff for the kids. It's just very normal. It's a long way to come and a lot of expense to just be here because it's just the same as being at home.
So, has all this changed Karen's mind about the move?
I'm not saying nothing yet. We'll see how it goes, see what we get a feel for the place and stuff. I'll let you know. But I'm quite indifferent at the minute.
It's hardly the perfect introduction to a life down under.
This trip certainly isn't turning out as the Galloways had hoped, but at least Lee is on the road to recovery.
We've taken Karen and the children out to try and cheer them up. They've come to a children's session at the local library. Hopefully they'll all feel a little less lonely.
Hello to our special visitors today, Harvey and Poppy, who have been on a plane and come a long way, haven't you? So we're really pleased to have you here at our library today.
It looks as though Poppy and Harvey are settling right in. And even Karen's joining in. If they were to move to New Zealand, Karen would hope to meet new friends through events like this.
It's quite interesting now having a child, because Charlie's my first. How it's such an introduction to people.
Yeah.
I've met people that I would never have normally met.
Yeah.
Through work or...
Well, this is going to be my route, I think, of meeting people while I'm here because obviously I'm not going to be able to work, so it's going through the kids and school and stuff.
I think it's a really easy introduction when you've got kids. It's not so hard. And there's actually a girl that goes here, Vicky. She's an English girl, and she's got little twins, and we've just met her through this. Yeah.
Karen's had a positive day after all, and she can't wait to speak to Lee.
I've met friends and chatted and stuff and sung songs.
Lee gives her some good news too. He's been discharged.
Oh, cool, so we'll get there.
Karen's had a roller coaster of a day. With Lee on his way home and a successful trip to meet some other mums, Karen's finally feeling positive about being in New Zealand.
Actually, at the minute, I'm so excited I could burst. Really am. If you was to ask me now, do you want to go home? I'd say no. I'd stay, please. Just speaking to people and getting out the house. I mean, we had a bit of a hiccup with Lee and stuff. And it was getting out and seeing it and realising that I will actually make friends. But look, the kids on the beach. I mean, the beach, you don't have to drive to the beach. I mean, you're next to the library and the beach is on your doorstep. It's like, you just don't get that at home. I just really want to do it. In my heart of hearts, I just think it's the right thing for us as a family to do. I really do. I'm just really excited at the minute. Really am.
It's finally time to check out the all-important property. Back in the UK, the Galloways live in a 3-bedroom terrace in Liverpool. They believe it could be worth around £150,000. It's a small house for their growing family, and they'd like to live in a quieter and safer area. In New Zealand, they're looking for a spacious property with some land and a rural or sea view, but their £150,000 budget might not get them exactly what they're looking for. We found them 3 properties to look at in the Auckland suburb of North Shore. It's good for children and a short commute to the city for Lee. First up is a 3-bedroom property on the market for around £130,000. It's below their budget but only has 3 bedrooms. Estate agent Helene Brownlee is keen to show off her prize offerings.
Has he got you a flower? This is nice for its price. This got this extra piece here, the foyer. So it's west facing, which means we get lots of afternoon sun down here, and this will be a really nice area to use in the summer with an outdoor table or a spa pool, just to get away from the sun. So I apologise, there's not too much of it today.
They don't seem too impressed with the foyer. Time to go inside. That's if Helene can unlock the door.
TV bloopers this bit. That's it, OK. Come on through.
We're in. Let's hope they like it.
Have you bought it already?
It's, you know, it's at the very start of your budget. You've got exclusive use out here.
Exclusive views of a bush and a fence. Not exactly the rural view they were hoping for. Is the interior any more exciting?
That's the old electric.
That's what I said, the old style, isn't it?
Are you an electrician, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, OK.
Helen was hoping Lee might be excited by the challenge of modernising this home's electrics. I'm not sure he is. Would the master bedroom be any more electrifying? The room is met with a deathly silence.
Nice, but it is, I say, it's small, isn't it? It's nice, but it is small.
Helen's not giving up easily.
So for a fraction under 300 for the North Shore, this is actually very good buying.
I mean, it's probably no bigger than ours at home, isn't it? But it's just, you want to go bigger and better, don't you?
Oh dear, this cosy pad with exclusive views hasn't exactly sparked the Galloway's imagination.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be as small.
No, it's very small, and it seems it's what we're used to at home. It's very dated, isn't it?
But I think they're all going to be, aren't they?
Yeah.
To a certain extent, you know. But yeah, it is a bit smaller than what we're expecting.
Onwards and upwards, we hope. Property 2 is on the market for around £150,000 and right at the top of their budget. It's got open plan living space, 3 bedrooms and a beautiful garden. These really are exclusive views.
The shoes all right if we wipe them? Because, thank you. Everyone in? This is much bigger than the other one. It's more of a family home. So, you know, they made it nice. Yeah. Have a look around. They don't need the 3rd bedroom, so they're using it as a work area.
Everything's, you know, small. Do you know what I mean? Cramped.
Karen and Lee don't seem over the moon about this one. They were hoping for a bit more space.
It's a lot smaller than ours, isn't it? Ours is small, but smaller.
Oh dear, even a deluxe spa bath doesn't interest them. Hopefully the garden might impress the Galloways a bit more.
That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is what my idea of New Zealand is.
Yes.
I'm just overwhelmed by that. I just think it's absolutely stunning.
Finally, they found something they like.
It's very, very peaceful and quiet.
That's what you're going to pay your money for, isn't it?
All the views, isn't it? That's nice.
Do you want to come downstairs, Poppy?
Not your actual
house.
More lemon trees, have look.
There's grapefruit trees, feijoa trees, lemons. And this is the underneath of the house, which is very good head height if you wanted to develop it any further.
This is where we could stick me mum.
So you could develop under here, and it's all insulated and nice and dry for underneath a home. So ideal storage.
Lee would want to adapt the house to make the most out of the garden.
I was thinking actually extend this, so this is all enclosed as well, and this, I'd have all this glass. This would all be glass fronted. So out there, I'd do loads of this. This would be like a living room. Go back there.
Yeah.
It turns out Lee is an electrician, come architect, come interior designer. It's now time to sort out the garden.
So I'm thinking now, but you could build something down there, you know, like a decking going out, and there's loads, isn't there? I'd bring the fence in, right down either side. Cut off the neighbours that you've just met.
The Galloways seem to be getting excited. Or are they?
You wouldn't recognise it when
dated, doesn't it? That the houses.
they're just differently built than over ours, aren't they? Different layouts and everything. They look more, it's cheeky, but prefabish. You know what I mean? Not as solid as our houses. It's not what I'd buy at all in Britain.
What a pity. Lee doesn't seem to like it after all. Will property 3 be any better? It boasts 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and also has a big garden. It's on the market for around £200,000, £50,000 over budget. But will it show off a better quality of New Zealand housing?
Nice, light, sunny home. Yeah. But you can see that you're getting a lot more for your money now.
Yeah.
You've got the 5 bedrooms, you've got the second living area, which is ideal for guests.
Yeah.
Lee now has an eagle eye for build quality. This house has tons of space. It's very minimalist with some interesting interior decoration. Now, isn't that lemon sorbet yellow? This is Helene's cream of the crop. So Lee, what's the verdict?
They're built like our static caravans. Back on more like prefabish, not solid, you know, like ours. Like, I mean, I know it looks brick outside, but it's still only prefab, you know. I think I'd have to build my own if it was gonna come.
This is the best out of the 3, but it's nothing like the ones at home.
Helene's got another trick up her sleeve.
I know your mortgage is going to be a little bit more to achieve a property like this, but also because you've got the extra rooms, you could have flatmates. You know, it could bring you an extra income when you're not having guests.
Flatmates? Come on, Helene, they're not exactly students, and let's face it, today, Lee's not buying.
It's not a house, it's the actual finish on the houses, if you know what I mean.
What do you mean, Lee? What's wrong with this?
You know, like, all the bits that slope in here, it's just all the little finishing details on everything that add up and make it look, you know, like that wall there's all breeze block. You know, it's just the finishing of them.
Really well, Leo.
What?
Perhaps a stunning brick facade will change Lee's mind.
These single skin these as well. Just single skin brick. Not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're concrete blocks. They're quite wide, and they load them up and then fill them up with concrete.
Helene's starting to get the feeling she's fighting a losing battle.
The brick is a veneer, it's just the cladding underneath.
Oh, you can see
underneath the weatherboards. It was a fashion back in the 70s to put and now it's not.
Poor Helene, she's had a bit of a rough ride today with these discerning customers. The Galloways are starting to realise they might not be able to afford what they want on their budget.
I think wherever we end up, Lee, we're going to have to...
I know.
It's not going to be what we used to, is it?
The Galloways might have to spend a lot more if they're going to find their dream home in New Zealand. But at least the kids are enjoying themselves. The Galloways have seen 3 very interesting properties. Property 1 was a fairly average 3-bedroom pad, well below budget with those rather uninspiring views. Property 2 was right on budget and, although small inside, certainly got Lee excited with its landscape garden.
I'd bring the fence in, cut off the neighbours that you've just met.
And Property 3 was a 5-bedroom delight in lemon and blue with some rather dated brick effects, which didn't exactly tickle their fancy. So, how will they vote?
The houses in New Zealand feel too much like caravans, so I'm going to say Britain.
Although the scenery and the location is amazing, I'm going to have to say the houses over here are going to take some getting used to, so I'm going to say the UK.
Although the plots are bigger, but the actual house itself, I'd say UK.
It's the UK on properties, but for the Galloways, it's not all just about bricks and mortar. Home is where the heart is. Although they've been looking for somewhere to live, they haven't forgotten who they might be leaving behind.
Fred is the constant now, you know, with me.
If you can't do it, you can't do it, we don't do it. You know, we used to want leaving Fred and stuff, so at the end of the day, The decision's all Lee's.
Will Lee be able to handle the pressure when he speaks to Freya?
Missing you. Hey, missing you.
And what will happen when the whole family hears from their loved ones?
I'll miss him too much when he does go. I really will.
If you do go, I'll miss you, and I love you lots.
She's just my world, and I'm going to miss her so much.
The properties weren't exactly what the Galloways were hoping for. In order to afford the home and lifestyle they want, Lee will have to find a good job.
Back in the UK, Lee's an experienced electrician and owns a successful business. He earns around £24,000 a year.
Yeah, it'd be a shame to give the business up now, because we've been going for 3 years and it's been good, you know.
In Australia, we've set up a trial day with a firm who specialise in installing electrical systems into new apartments. Kerry Marie Callender is the boss.
Our company started 20 years ago. We have a staff of 65. My husband started in his garage and he's grown from then. We're very family orientated, happy business. We want to fulfil all our customers' needs, and we're really looking forward to meeting you.
See you later. See you, babes.
As Lee heads off to work, both he and Karen are aware of the importance of the day ahead.
Everything rides on the job. Determines where we go, where we end up. You know, that's how we're getting out here on Lee's trade, so yeah, a lot riding on it.
It's a combined thing with Freya and work. We can't come up without it really, because it's a lot of points on the immigration forms, you know.
Lee will have to impress the new boss with his technical skills and will want to earn a similar amount to the £24,000 he earns in the UK.
Come down and meet the guys here, okay?
Kerry introduces Lee to Peter and Kevin, who are going to show him the ropes.
Yep.
Good
Cheers.
luck.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Okay, welcome. Bye-bye.
The first job is on a site across town, but this job isn't on the scale Lee's used to. He has to climb the heights of an unfinished skyscraper and there's no lift. When Lee finally gets to the top, it's straight down to business. This kind of work is just what Lee's used to, but do his colleagues think he's up to the job?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different sort of installation-wise, work-wise, but I think he'll fit right in.
I mean, it's a big change, but from what I've seen and the lads I've spoken to, and I'd be quite excited about coming over and working, you know, and starting again somewhere else.
Lee's desperate to make this job work, not just for him, but for his whole family.
I'm just going to take you through to the boardroom and just go through a bit of an induction process with you.
Okay.
Okay, first that come through.
He's going in for the most important interview of his life. Meanwhile, Karen's taken the kids to the beach. This could be the kind of safe environment she's looking for in which to bring them up. But thinking of her children makes her think about Freya.
When we're at home and we do stuff like going to the beach and stuff, Freya's usually always with us. So that's something, if it does happen, we're going to have to get used to. It's going to be hard. It's not going to just be hard for Lee, it's going to be hard for all of us. I mean, the baby's idoliser. It's just something we're going to have to come to. He's going to have to see if he can do it. He might not be able to get on the plane. He might get so far and then get to the plane and say, no, I can't do it. He's saying he can do it at the minute, but he's not. Freya's coping really well with it at the minute. I don't know how Lee's going to react or going to cope with it if Freya breaks down, which in all fairness, she's going to.
What will Lee's potential boss make of him?
What sort of electrical experience have you got?
Well, I started off originally doing houses, just domestic, and then moving on to commercial, doing like petrol stations, fire work, fire detection, fire alarms, mechanical and electrical side of them.
Oh, that's so interesting because we have got a mechanical side to our business. Electrical and mechanical is quite specialised experience. It's quite good that you know that you've got that experience.
Okay.
Lee wants to know what conditions he might be working under and how much he might earn.
What hours do electricians do?
Mainly 40 hours a week. The pay rate for an electrician is $25 an hour, and we do pay time and a half over 40 hours. I mean, usually you would probably say on average, I'd say an electrician's been bringing home between 50 and 60,000.
Lee could earn around £24,000 a year, about the same as he earns in the UK, but did he pass the test?
as far as going and wiring up apartments. He could do it with his eyes closed, basically. He's very experienced. And I think he'll just be like duck to water as far as the guys are concerned. Definitely fit on very well.
Problems that I was facing coming over here, thinking about it was Freya first, and then work was a big one, coming second to that. But what I've done today, speaking to the lads and going on the job, I think I'll be quite excited about coming over. I think that's put that to bed, really. That one will be quite good.
Top marks all round, so time to vote.
Thinking about it in the past, there's been a couple of issues about me coming over. The job was one of them, but today, talking to the lads and thinking about coming over, about a change, I think the decision would be New Zealand.
Karen Galloway has always dreamt of a better life in New Zealand, where the scenery is breathtaking and her children can roam free.
In my heart of hearts, I just think it's the right thing for us as a family to do, I really do. I'm just really excited at the minute, really am.
But on our family's very first day down under, disaster struck. Lee was rushed into hospital.
I don't know where I am, I don't know who to go to. I'm literally on my own.
And the properties didn't impress them either.
They're built like our static caravans. I think I'd have to build my own if I was going to come.
Son James is far from convinced about the move.
I expect it to be sunny, but with what we're leaving behind, I don't think we're going to gain much.
In the face of adversity, both Lee and Karen are determined to make it work. But there's still one thing that could put a stop to everything. Lee's 10-year-old daughter would stay in the UK, and the emotional pull would be massive. For Lee, Freya is never far from his thoughts.
Missing ya. Hey, missing ya. Torchlight procession. On one of the floats. Oh, yeah.
It might sound like she's just next door, but 12,000 miles is a long way away.
She's going to be in the torchlight procession tonight, and usually we just drive up for it. But when she said it was tonight, it was like, oh, that'll have to taste of what it'd be like, you know. Take some photos isn't the same as actually being there, you know. It might be we love it, and the jobs are great, and the place we're living's great, but then I just can't do it with Freya, you know. Brings it home to you a bit, you know.
Lee is missing his daughter, but later he'll find out just how much Freya misses him.
I don't want them to go.
Lee could find good work in New Zealand, but if they're going to afford their dream home, the Galloways will need to get a decent price for their house back in the UK.
They own a 3-bedroom property in Liverpool, which they bought in 1993 for £58,000. They hope it's worth £150,000, but has it held its value? We sent round to estate agents to give a more recent valuation in the current climate.
A little dark.
It's funny them saying about it being dark, because we have to paint it again.
Yeah.
It's our kitchen.
Nice kitchen extension. Light and bright, spared no expense. Fully fitted, great.
My garden.
It's our garden.
Okay, nice child-friendly garden. Lots going on in it. It's actually a lot larger than it looks at first. Could do tidying up though.
Extremely well done bathroom. Sunken bath. His and her sink units. Small room, but very well done.
Let's go and have a look. So the parents don't come up here very often. Great playroom for them. Spent a lot of money on it and it comes through straight away. For a quick sale, $125,000.
Property's been really well done. It's an exceptionally nice property.
You're looking at around 130,000 of a quick sale price of around 125.
I thought it was going to be, well, we knew it was about 115, but that was like a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we knew the house prices had gone down a bit since we've done the extension. So, yeah. Would have been nice a bit more, I think.
No.
I think we're better looking at rental really first. But we have to sit down and work out how much exactly we're going to be able to afford each month.
The Galloways hoped for a much better valuation on their home. They'll need to take a closer look at their entire finances to see if they can afford the move.
We've prepared a comparison between their living expenses in the UK and in New Zealand to find out which leaves them better off. After the dramas with Lee's health, the Galloways have had first-hand experience of New Zealand's health system. Unlike the UK, it's part public and part private, so though you don't have to pay for hospital care, you do have to pay for a doctor's visit.
You have to pay for your GP visits over here. So the hospitals is like the UK, but £25 per GP visit.
And that's only the beginning.
Which water rate's £50 a month. It's 30 cents, that's dearer.
Karen and Lee make a detailed assessment of their daily outgoings, including their groceries and utility bills. They come to an initial grand total.
It's $5.30 a month in the UK and $3.30-ish in New Zealand, so it's cheaper than the New Zealand monthly outgoings, but
you've lost a wage.
You've lost a wage.
In the UK, Karen earns £6,000 as a part-time healthcare assistant, but down under she would have to look after the children and wouldn't work initially. There's more bad news.
Back at home, we don't need to fork out for flights to and from New Zealand, do we? So that's an extra expense that we don't have when we're at home.
So, plus you'd have Freya coming out, and if we wanted it to come out at least twice a year.
So that's an extra couple of thousand a year, isn't it?
Yeah. Interesting, isn't it?
So we're not coming to New Zealand to make it rich.
Well, obviously not.
Karen and Lee wouldn't want to come all this way to live on the breadline.
Obviously, it's going to be a strain if you're
going to be struggling. If you're struggling. There's a difference between paying everything and being comfortable in that and trying to find the money.
Because it's going to be stressful anyway. We struggled when we first started out again. It's just what we're going to have to do again. If we do it, if you come.
Karen and Lee won't go down without a fight. It's time to vote on cost of living.
Do you know what? I was never expecting to come to New Zealand and have mega bucks. We knew it was going to be a struggle. And Wednesday, yay, New Zealand.
It's a vote for New Zealand after all. If nothing else, the Galloways are positive thinkers and believe they'll be able to adapt their lifestyle to living down under.
Despite their financial worries, Lee and Karen are still determined to make this move work. But there may be a sticking point in son James, who's still undecided about the move.
James has a lot to lose with his biological father being in the UK, and Karen wouldn't go without him.
James is worrying me, to be honest. Cause
I can just imagine James saying he'd
I'll stay with me, Nan. He's not very impressed, is he?
I don't think there's that much gained in terms, to justify the distance we're coming. It's the other side of the world, and it's not that much better.
You know the shell.
My thing about getting away and
the kids
it started when I had James, so it was all started with James for James, and to eventually get there and James not want to come anyway, it'd be like a bit of a blow.
Perhaps a blast of the New Zealand outdoors will give James a new perspective. New Zealand's famous for its stunning landscapes and amazing natural beauty. It's the reason many people come to visit and live. We've arranged for the Galloways to go on a dolphin-watching boat cruise, heading west into the Tasman Sea, which lies between New Zealand and Australia.
Oh, that's just gorgeous, isn't it?
A move down under could give James a brand new start.
James went through a bad time growing up, he got bullied. I just don't think there's any way that James could be on his own without us.
James's decision could ruin Karen's dreams of moving.
If I don't like it, I'd have to just tell me mum. It's just priorities really. And if I didn't like it anyway, there's not much you can do.
They're in luck. The dolphins have arrived. Dolphins have always been considered portents of good fortune for sailors. So could this be a good omen for James?
Actually a few here now. And Harvey's enjoying it as well as me.
Karen hopes that this trip will help sway his decision to move.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
So what does James think about New Zealand now?
Well, it's been an experience. It's completely different to England, and from what I've seen of it, I do really like it. It's a bit of a change. I feel more comfortable with it now than I did before I come over here. It's definitely changed my mind a little bit. But it's still just all the stuff I'm leaving behind, and it's not just me nan, it's my nan and my dad and all my friends and stuff, and it's just the way you've been living. It's a part of your past, isn't it? Where you live.
James isn't the only one who would find the move hard.
I will struggle. I know I'll struggle. I'm in holiday mode at the minute. I'll probably be in holiday mode for the first 6 months, and then when you settle down it gets normal, you miss people and you can't just nip round somewhere.
But Karen knows if you don't try, you don't succeed.
I just think it's worth it for the kids to see them thriving, when they meet their partners and they have their kids, and we look at the bigger picture, don't we?
I think it'll be beneficial coming over here. I think it would be a nicer way of living.
It's time to vote for lifestyle.
Obviously you don't get this in the UK, so I'm going to vote for New Zealand.
New Zealand.
After a shaky start, the Galloways are warming up to the idea of life down under. But will hearing messages from friends and family back home make the decision even harder?
Back in the UK, the Galloways have a close-knit network of friends and family, but if they moved down under, they'd be leaving them all behind. We've arranged some messages from their loved ones back home.
Hello, hope you're all having a good time. If you do go, I'll miss you.
I couldn't ask for a better son-in-law. He's the best dad I've ever known. And I know while our Karen's got Lee, she'll always be happy.
My dad's fun because we do lots of fun things together. We bake pancakes and we play fight. We go swimming and we go out to the zoo. If they do go, then I'd miss Poppy and Harvey and Karen and James. It's good to have a few brothers and sisters.
At first when he told me, I was a little bit shocked, obviously. I'm going to miss him absolutely loads. We've grown closer together now than we've ever been, really. Now he's got his bike, we spend a lot of time together now. Go out on rides and stuff. We have got a lot closer since he's got older now.
Do you worry that's going to go?
Yeah, I think that would probably go. That'll probably fade away when he does go away, yeah. I think it will.
James is my first grandchild and there's a special bond there, We've always been close. His first couple of years he lived with us because, Karen didn't have her own home, so he lived in my home. Like Karen, she's my daughter and she doesn't want to leave, and she spoke to me about it. And she said, I'm doing it for the kids, James had a bit of a bad time in school and she doesn't want the two little ones to go through that. It's just going to be so hard. So hard. I really don't want them to go.
Well, I never knew they were going to think about going somewhere else. because Harvey and Poppy are only little, they don't know that they wouldn't see me again. And they won't understand because they're only little as well.
On a selfish point of view, do you want him to go?
Not really, no. I'll miss him too much when he does go. I really will.
Does he know how you feel?
No, not really. No, we've not really spoke like that. Not really opened up to each other. Told out each other how we feel and stuff. No.
Our Karen is an angel. She's the best daughter anybody could have. And I'm going to miss her so much. She's just my world. We're so close, but she's always there for me. And I'm going to have nobody there. And I don't think I could do much more now.
Well, he said that it would be like good for when I'm older and want to do college and stuff. But there is colleges where I live as well, and they're good in Kendal as well. But I was quite shocked because I don't want them to go.
You know, if it wasn't for everyone that we were leaving behind, we'd have done it years ago, but it's going to be the hardest thing we've ever done, and you know, it might be the worst thing we've ever done, and you don't know, and I can't even imagine the day we leave, can you?
No, I can't. No. It's also easy when you're just talking about it, you know, isn't it? You know, it's when you see people, all the people you're going to leave behind, and you start thinking about it. So, you know, when we've come over here and had a look at it, yeah.
What about you, James?
It just makes you think even more, doesn't it? How hard it's going to be. I mean, I've always thought that, but seeing that makes it a lot harder.
We mightn't be able to live with it, we mightn't like it, we might miss people too much. You know, when do you do it? When's the right time? You know, my head's just all over the place at the minute after seeing that.
Seeing messages from loved ones so far away is never easy. It's even harder when you're leaving a child behind. The Galloways are almost at the end of their week in New Zealand, and it's nearly decision time.
Karen Galloway has always been desperate to move to New Zealand, where the outdoor lifestyle will provide the perfect setting to bring up her children.
I just really want to do it. Actually, at the minute, I'm so excited I could burst.
But the family's introduction to their possible new life started with a scare.
So he's in hospital. I'm literally on my own.
When it came to finding their dream home, they were far from impressed.
They were like our static caravans. I think I'd have to do it on my own. Who was going to come?
Starting again would be a massive risk. Lee knows only too well how much his daughter Freya would miss him, and seeing messages from family back in the UK has really hit home how hard this decision will be for all of them.
When you see how upset people are, and you know, it brings home to you how massive a thing it is you're doing and how huge it is now. You're going to affecting everyone's world, aren't you? I mean, it's not just ours, it's everyone that you're leaving behind.
That was a real kick in the face, because like being over here and seeing, I didn't want to come at first, and then I've come here and I've seen everything I ever wanted to come, and then I've watched that, and now it's like brought me back down to earth again.
Watching that video has hit James hard, to be honest. Yeah, James is very, I think James feels torn like we all do.
My head's all over the place at the moment. I seem to be like the one just stuck in the middle of everything. So it's quite hard, yeah.
For Lee, the trip's thrown up more questions than answers.
The Freya side of it, it's never going to be easy. And I think we've got to sit down and talk a bit more about it, not just us as a family, but sit down with Freya and discuss if there's a right time to do it. And is she going to cope, or are we going to cope?
It's not just Lee that's losing Freya, it's all of us. She's been in my life since she was, a babe in arms, and it's going to be a wrench for all of us. The kids idolise her, and don't know how anyone's going to cope with the guilt of leaving her. We don't know how she's going to cope with it. If we see her break down, do we get to the airport and say no, we can't do it and come back? You just don't know, do you?
But it's time for the Galloways to make their final decision.
I know it's the hardest thing we're ever going to do, biggest upheaval we're ever going to do, and I just hope that everyone can cope with it. But the way I'm feeling now, I think it's the right thing to do, and I'm going to go for New Zealand.
Still weighing it up at the moment, but I'm going to give it a go for now. I'm going to say New Zealand.
Before I came, I had more concerns than I do now. I think I could quite easily settle here, and I'm going to say New Zealand.
The Galloways have experienced how traumatic moving to another country can be. They've made a brave decision, and we wish them all the very best with their new life in New Zealand.
Join us next time when another British family have to decide whether they're wanted down under.
Jules Hudson is a man with a plan to help house hunters find empty properties they can renovate after the news headlines. Inherited items of great value are on show in Cash in the Attic today at 11:30 on BBC One.